Alright guys, welcome to the first real video of 2024, and yes, I said real video because the first video of this year was a compilation of my best moments from last year. If you're new here, you should watch that. That's a pretty cool video. But yeah, for the first video of this year, I wanted to do an art video, and that's what we have today because I've done art videos in the past, I just don't do them a lot anymore, and I'm trying to bring that back. So today, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do an art style video, and in this video I'm gonna basically show you guys how I came up with this new art style I have. And honestly, you can use what I did to make your own, or you don't have to follow what I do in this video. You can use this video as a way to figure out what you want to do to find your own art style. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So basically how I started this is I went into Photoshop, and you can use any photo editing software you have. It just has to be able to make something like this on the screen. And as you can see, I grabbed a bunch of images of art styles that I really like from shows I've seen. But I'm gonna be honest, I had like way more images on here. It's just that I cut them out because I felt like it was too much. I'm gonna be real. It was like way too many images on here. Honestly, you can do that if you want to, but just for me, I wanted it to look neat and kind of clean. But honestly, you can make it look as messy as you want to. It doesn't matter. Like, the whole point of this part is just to get inspiration. That's literally it. I really like the expressions of the bottom left, which is from DC Superhero Girls. It's a really good show, you should watch it. But with these other art styles, for example the panty and stocking one, I really like the line art with it and the proportions of the body. I really like the proportions. The smaller like body and like the bigger legs, it's just somehow it's just really satisfying. I don't know, it's weird because even Scott Pilgrim has that kind of thing a little bit. And like, I really like those type of art styles with the bigger legs. It just looks really cool. And the Bee and Puppy Cat one, I just put that on here because it looks nice. So yeah, but I think we should finally start getting into the sketching process now. And I started off this sketch by trying to figure out how the art style would look in like a neutral pose before I started drawing the actual pose for the drawing. And honestly, this part wasn't that difficult because it wasn't the end all of everything if the pose wasn't, you know, what I wanted it to be, and if the style didn't look too good, because this wasn't even going to be the final product. Like, whatever I came up with here wouldn't probably show up in the final design anyway. This was just kind of like a rough idea, basically kind of like a rough sketch. So you can see here I was trying out different leg types, and honestly the first one with the bigger legs and they were like longer, that one was all right, but I tried a different one with different types of legs, and that one I liked more, and so that's the one I kind of chose to go with. But honestly, I didn't really like those really rough sketches that I drew, so much so that like you can see I didn't even draw heads on them. They just look so weird and just like nasty. But yeah, those ones are just rough sketches, so I didn't take them that seriously. They weren't even that like detailed anyway. Also, I should probably say these two things before we move on to the next part, which I'm kind of surprised that I didn't say already. But the character I'm drawing in this video is going to be Harley Quinn, and I chose that character because, well, I just like the character. That's really it. And well, that was the first thing. And two, the second thing I was going to say was, if you're going to do this, make sure you guys just have fun with it, because realistically, if you're not going to have fun with this, then what's the point of even doing it? You know what I mean? So yeah, those are just two things I wanted to say really quickly. Then I decided to draw a pose in this art style, and I'm gonna be completely honest, this part took me the longest time to complete. Like, the latter half of the sketching process, which is the part you're watching right now, took me at least maybe like a day and a half, while that first section took me like a day. And honestly, it shouldn't have taken me that long because it's not that hard. I mean, usually, like when I draw, it only takes me like maybe half a day. No, definitely not half a day. If it's like a full body, it definitely take me like a day to complete the sketch. But this time it took me about a day and a half. No, because I forgot the last part took me a day. This was like a day and a half. So about 2 days and a half. So, no, wait. Actually, I can't remember how long this took me, because I think one day I did like the last part of the sketch and the line art in the same day. So it had to be like 2 days, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 2 days and a half. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 days and a half. Honestly, it should not take me that long. I don't know why this part took me that long. But yeah, this part was the most tedious because everything I drew did not turn out the way I wanted it to look. And honestly, that really irritated me because I had the vision for what I wanted, but I just wasn't getting the results I was looking for. And that's one thing I will tell you guys when you're doing this is just make sure like you keep pushing and don't give up, even if it like doesn't look good at all. because as you can see on the screen, like some of these that I've been drawing, they don't look really good. And yeah, I decided to restart a couple of times, which is okay if you decide to restart, because honestly it's better to restart than to just give up, because if you give up, you'll never know if you'll end up with something you'll like, which is what I eventually got to at the end, which you'll see in like, I don't know, like a couple minutes or two. But yeah, no, if I were to whoa, what was that? Ugh. But yeah, if I were to give up, I wouldn't have gotten the results I got at the end, which were really good for some odd reason. I don't know how I made something like that. It's so different from my last drawing of 2023 compared to the first drawing of 2024. It's really funny. But yeah, once I got the final body proportions for the final sketch, that's when I decided to add like the features and the hair, the clothes, and all that stuff. And this Harley Quinn is based on the show, and this Harley Quinn figure I have. I'll probably find an image if I can, but I don't know the name of it. I just gotta find it. But yeah, it's based on those two. And I tried some different expressions with the face, because last year all my expressions were pretty bland, and that's one thing I didn't like about my art last year, was that all the expressions just were really bland and I didn't like them. So that's why you see with this drawing I tried like at least like 3 different expressions, and I chose this one that was kind of like, I guess you would say it was like an insane kind of happy. She looks happy, but it's like kind of twisted a little bit. I don't know, I would have gave her like the smaller eye on one of the eyes to look a little bit more crazy, but I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. I like how it looks right now, so I just kept it. Also, I would have done the front facing pose idea earlier. It's just the fact that I knew I was gonna have to like make it symmetrical, and I hate doing that, because if it's not symmetrical, it's gonna really bother me. And if I post it and I know it's not symmetrical, then that really bothers me, because I'm not gonna delete that post just to like fix it, especially when it's been up for like a day or two. It's like, dang, well, I might as well just keep it there, because there's no point in taking it down. But after the sketch, I then moved on to the line art, and for the line art, I wanted to make sure that all the lines were like not the same, not the same thickness. So I made sure that some lines were I believe, what was it, I think 12 thickness, 7 and 5 and 10, I think. And I just used it in different places in the drawing. Like for instance, I think I used the smaller lines inside the body and the thicker lines for the outside of the body. And honestly, I really like how it looked. I really like the thicker outlines for the eyes. That's my favorite part. I really like that in the drawing. That was really cool. And yeah, I really think the thinner lines really like kind of even the whole drawing out, because if it was just all thick lines, then I feel like it would have looked really weird. But I really think I probably should have made the hammer have thicker lines, maybe, to like kind of differentiate it from like the body. But I mean, it still looks good. It still looks good. And then I went on to the coloring, and I made sure that the colors weren't too saturated. So I made sure they were like kind of what would be the word, grounded, I guess would be the word. Or at least I made like the colors for like the clothing grounded. But like for the eyes, I made sure like they were kind of bright so that they stood out. And when it comes to her highlights in her hair, like the pink and blue ones, I made sure that those stood out. So I made them slightly saturated, but not too saturated, so it like really stands out. I just made them kind of like rounded and saturated at the same time. If that makes sense. You can see it in the drawing, but I really hope that makes sense. But I also made sure the skin wasn't too like I guess wasn't too bright. I try to make it like a little bit of a whitish blue to separate it from the eyes, because the eyes are like pure white and the teeth are pure white, just to differentiate it. And I believe that is the finished product. Honestly, this drawing turned out way better than I expected. I honestly thought that like the end product wouldn't look that good, but surprisingly it looks really good. And I'm actually really happy with what came out of this. I think I'm gonna definitely have to practice with this art style, because this is my first time drawing this art style, and it's definitely gonna take me a little while to get like used to it. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I know it was a little weird because this is the first time I've done a video like this, but I'm hoping that next time it'll probably be a little bit better, because this is kind of like a test a little bit. I'm like at least 75% sure that the next video like this will be better. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If this video helped you, I guess let me know in the comments or something. But yeah, peace out.